I see. Just hold on in that case. Let me call out my PIN. It is 1.
Uncle, please stop.
Stop what?
You're giving someone else your personal identification number PIN?
Not someone else. It's from my bank.
Please hang up, Uncle. That's a fraudster.
That's not true. But they call out my full name. I am sure this is from my bank.
Uncle, no bank is ever going to call you to ask for your personal identification number PIN, your mobile banking password, or your card verification code, CVC.
But it sounded so genuine.
Yes, hackers and fraudsters always sound genuine. But please, Uncle, don't fall for their bait. Don't respond to any phony emails, text message, SMS, and don't click on any link you're not sure of. Even if they call your date of birth or your BVN, don't give them your security details. If you suspect any issue with your account, please go to your bank.
Oh, I see.
This message is from the Central Bank of Nigeria.
Viewers of the National Orientation Agency, Rivers State. Alumni Association, Rivers State, for ages now. They usually come together during the festive season and the Yuletide period to take stocks and reappraise the activities and performance over the years. They also make merry. But funny enough, a lot of people seem to see the aspect of the merrymaking and the partying. Little or nothing is known about what they stand for and what they actually do. A social organization that comes to make merry every Yuletide period ago. But they are actually agents of development in our society. It is on this note that the National Orientation Agency, Rivers State, deemed it very necessary and community unions in the development of society. As usual, viewers, I'm not here alone. I am here with two gentlemen and a very beautiful lady in our midst. On my far left, I have Mrs. NDERIYA BESSI. She's the chairwoman, KALABARI Girls High School Alumni Foundation. Welcome her to the University Dialogue. Thank you. And on my immediate left, I have one of our own. My father, as a matter of fact, is the former director of National Orientation Agency, Rivers State. He's retired, but as you can see, not tired, very alert mentally and otherwise. And he's also the former president, Equity Development Association, IDA. Sir, you're welcome.
Thank
to
you.
the University Dialogue.
Thank you.
And on my immediate left, I have an amiable gentleman, a smooth talker, a very vast personality when it comes to social issues. Today, he's going to talk on a specific issue that has to do with alumni. I'm talking of no other person than Barrister KARIBI George. He is the president of Baptist Old Boys Association. Let me end at that for today. You're welcome to the University Dialogue.
Thank you.
Viewers at home, you know we do this because of you knowing that you're there. By the way, I'm wishing you Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year all in advance. The reason why we do this is because of you. It's to sensitize and educate and enlighten you. And your comments and your observation and your thoughts, will show that. So keep the comments coming. Keep your thoughts coming. Participate fully in this laudable discussion that we have. My name is Adesenibo. I am the Community Orientation and Mobilization Officer of Akutoro Local Government Area of NOA Rivers State. I am your anchorman for. I would like to start, KARIBI George. Now, what are alumni association? And what qualifies one to be a member of one?
An alumni association is a collection, a meeting, an agreement, a platform for persons who attended an institution to come together, usually for the purpose of looking after the welfare of one another and all.
Someone that has graduated or have attended a school. That is the only criteria that qualifies you to be an alumni. of any school. So when we come together as alumni, for me, let me speak about mine, because our alumni foundation is a baby foundation, less than 3 years old. And one of the reasons that necessitated our coming together as an alumni is because with our alma mater was shut down for more than a decade. And for us to do something, we have to come together. Because when you work together, pleading with the government to be able to re-establish Kalabari Girls High School, Buguma for us, which is seriously in the progress. Even the bridge to this school is completed. The River State government, under the leadership of His Excellency Governor Inyeso Ezenwo-Wike, has done very well for us in his generosity. And the other aspect, the second aspect of our mission, to make sure that we create a platform to work or to partner with the River State government to create a platform to enhance quality education, especially for the girl child. Our school is a girls' school, so that wherever the students, Kalabari Girls High School students will be found, they will be able to have.
Perhaps the point wasn't fully made about what qualifies one as a member of an alumni association. The impression most people have is that you must have graduated from that school. No, you do not need to graduate from a school as long as you attended that school. Because
I already have a full-blown question where you will express yourself very well. Madam, before I come to you, let me. The Kalabari Girls High School, is it in the process to come back, or it is fully back? Because I was about congratulating you on that.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Let me shed more light on that. It's about to come back.
Okay.
The school site was a jungle, but now the River State government has started building the school.
All the same thing, all the same. Congratulations in advance. So which means there is a light in the tunnel.
Exactly.
So,
thank you.
Mr. Karibi, let me, in situation where one attends 2 or more schools. I'm a typical example seated here. I started in Enitona High School. In my 3rd year, I changed to Kalabari National College and eventually graduated in Kalabari National College. So can one lay claim to the both, or you must graduate in one to be a member of that alma mater or the alumni?
You have assets and liabilities in equal measure. The reason is attendance alone is sufficient. As long as you were not expelled in quite unfortunate circumstances from the school, you are qualified to be a member of the Alumni Association, which is why I give credit to those who conceive this concept of alumni associations. If you look at the constitutions of these alumni associations, virtually all of them have a similar provision regarding qualifications for membership, that provided you attended the school, you need not have graduated from that school to be a member. And I'll give you a typical example. Justice Joseph Kobani attended Stella Maris College and Baptist High School. And both Stella Maris College and Baptist High School are laying claim to him, and he has graciously accepted these claims that we're making upon him by participating in the activities of these 2 schools. As a matter of fact, he's a member of the board of trustees, the registered trustees of Baptist High School Port Harcourt Students Association. So sometimes when we go to functions involving a coalition of the leadership of all students associations in River State, and he's there, you will find him as the most colorful dresser, wearing both the sash of Baptist School and that of Stella Maris College. So, I mean, congratulations, your assets and liabilities are equal. You are both a Mitona and KMC. So, attendance is just the basic qualification. You need not necessarily have graduated. Even if you merely spent 1 year, for instance, in a secondary school and didn't complete secondary school, you are a member of the Alumni Association of that particular secondary school. Nobody can reject you unless on your own you feel incomplete, as if, oh, I didn't finish with my peers or something. But you are a member.
Well, this is very insightful thought. I must confess. Sir, you're a retired civil servant and you're not tired at all. You've been here, always here with us, when it comes to mentally, and otherwise. As a retired civil servant and a well-known community leader, what are community unions all about? And, unions all about, are they necessary in our society? Are they really necessary?
I think that, first and foremost, we thank God for giving us life. That's the system, retire without challenges. The issue of community associations, I can tell you that even when I was here, I didn't know what I was still in the office and I was doing this community thing. There's a lot of demand on community associations and groups. One thing that is good, when you talk about community association, it has gone beyond where you operate. You are from a particular place. It doesn't mean that that is what qualifies you to be a member of that. If you live in an environment for some time, you are a member of that community. You can operate effectively. You can participate in the activities. Even if you are not around here, you have operated in one particular area before you left, you are still taken as a member of the community. A typical example is if you listen to what is happening on radio, in the next few days, those who have resided in Bologri for some time, they have a reunion as a community. They are going to do those things that they used to do before, and people say, the old good times. But actually, coming to your basic question of what do they do, I can tell you that any area you operate, be a community, in a township, wherever you work, and there is no community association, that area will have issues. It is these associations that help people to look at our behavior, look at the norms, look at what we are supposed to do and what we are not supposed to do. We are a lucky people. When we say lucky, in Africa, we are lucky. There are some parts of the world, even to when you live on a street, you don't know who lives in the next door for 1, 2, 3 years. That's why people die, you want to know. But this is the environment where we live as an association, as a group, within a place. If you don't see your neighbor for 1 or 2 days, you begin to ask questions, neighbor, I've not seen you for some time. What that means is that bringing us together, looking at our welfare, looking at the welfare of the people. Even when things have changed dramatically, it's always said that anybody in any community, in any group, that community owns the person, not the parents. The parents say they are biological parents, yes, but those who train you is the community.
Sorry to cut you, sir. Don't you think that is in the good old days?
No, it
does it still apply?
Yeah, it does.
It does. It's owned by the community.
Yes, it still happens now. I can give you an example. Yesterday, I come from a community in Ghana, and I come from a big compound, Bombs. This I can say. We had issues yesterday. There are some of our boys who didn't behave well. We brought them. And before us, they knelt down. And we asked them questions. Why were you behaving this way? Why are you not doing this? Why are you not doing that? This is what used to happen before. We are trying to, because some of us have gone back, we want to bring back that.
And their parents approve of it.
Yeah, in fact, one of them, their parents was there and said, please help me. That was the word, please help me. I've thought. And in fact, when some of them saw some of us talking, lawyers, retired civil servants, and all those who are at least within their own environment, are seen as people that are being referred to society. They calm down. Because they were shouting, we call them to come back. And they started apologizing. This is some of the things community and KARIBI unions do. you're able to bring people together. The work that they do in terms of development, for which we talk about now, there is no development bigger than human development. If you care less about your neighbor in your environment, you will eventually run from that your community, because those people you are afraid will smoke you out of your community. So I think seriously that the community unions, the community associations, as it is one of the major things some of us, because we have played in several community efforts and all that, is that it brings oneness. You are able to talk across and say, and from the experiences you get from others, you are able to apply it within your own environment too. So those things help community to grow. That's why when there are certain mistakes of some persons, when some people are not behaving very well, communities can come together and say, because myself, they come to you and say, where are the leaders of the community who want so people? But they know that you don't have, you are not the security agent, because they know as a community, you have powers over whatever. And if you can't get them, you can say, look, these are the persons, and you go after them. So community unions, community associations.
External examinations such as the IGCSE and so on and so forth. In fact, it was very interesting when my daughter was to register in university, and we were now a little undecided which of the results to present, because she had a beautiful IGCSE result with A's and A pluses and so on. And then she also had the school set that had A's. In the end, we now decided, okay, let's present the one that the school, the university would be familiar with, which is the school certificate, yes, given by WAEC. So that's how alumni associations come to this consciousness. And then again, you know, the importance of sales, particularly during the COVID era. I mean, when we had the lockdown about rape, other untoward activities, including suicide and so on and so forth. Now, chances are, if these individuals had the emotional support of their peers, it would have provided an opportunity for them to escape those tendencies. And there are a number of our friends who studied abroad, you know, with whom they have interacted through their university years. So their emotional support in that case must necessarily, less than 2 weeks ago, I was at the reunion of Parbod Model Primary School in Port Harcourt. And they have raised funds to do a library project for him to send his engineers to do a survey and seem to have potable water. So these are some of the things alumni associations are doing now and making them come back together, because you need that emotional support from persons with whom you had a long relationship. You know, there's this song that says, make new friends, but keep the old. One is silver, the other is gold. So essentially what we are doing is trying to combine the gold and the silver for a greater wealth.
Exactly. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Well, before I come, I want to before you contribute to this other one, the consciousness, is it just restricted to their alma mater? Because they are an association in the community, in the society. So is their developmental project, their human capital development and all what's is it just restricted to their alma mater? Just answer that, then you can also contribute to the consciousness we're talking about.
Okay. No, it's not just restricted to the alumni alma mater. Like, I always take examples from our alma mater, our alumni foundation. Like, we had some medical mission awareness in KALABARI area. In Bogoma, that was the center, but everybody within the KALABARI Aziz can come there for treatment. That was in May, in collaboration with Clinton's Foundation. That was in May 2021. We had that one. And that was for the communities and its surrounding environment. It is not something of our alma mater. It wasn't for the school. it was for the community development. And because the government have started the process of re-establishing our alma mater, we had the platform to now have a first ever grand reunion, which my brother too was part of that event. Before the 31st of, before the 30th of October on the 29th, our foundation had a medical mission again, where we treated diabetes, screened for diabetes, for women, cervical cancer. We did high blood pressure, all those things, and they were treated, not just only screening, but they were treated on that. So what we are saying is not only about our alma mater, it's about giving back to the society, the community. That is how you develop the place, because that is the place that we know, the place that we are brought up in. And that is why we do those things. Most of the school is in fact closed, it has not been re-established. But we did all those 2 medical missions this year in anticipation of when the school will be resumed. And when the school will resume, we will not only do developmental projects only in the school, but also in the community. Because the moment the school gets started, you will see that development will be fast within those communities and the surrounding areas. Yeah, so Alumni Association don't only carry out projects, developmental projects only in the schools they graduated, but also within the communities and the society where they operate.
And then you have heard the Alumni Association are not just mainly for the alma mater, they also carry some corporate social responsibility within the community they are found. At this point, let's take a message from the National Orientation Agency. We'll be right back. Please don't log out.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. This season calls for sober reflection. Reflection about our attitude. Reflection about our relationship with friends, neighbors, and relatives. Reflection about peace, love, and the unity of our country, Nigeria. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your king. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And so from all of us here at the National Orientation Agency, River State, Nigeria, we want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. Happy New Year.
Don't forget, drive safe, stay safe. COVID-19 is real. Protect yourself and your loved ones. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year.
Security is everybody's responsibility. If you see something, say something. We wish you a Merry Christmas. Everybody's property. Protect government property in your community. Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Hello youth, stay off drugs and substance abuse. Share love and no drugs. Merry Christmas and happy drug-free New Year.
As we marry, don't put yourself under unnecessary pressure. Spend wisely. See you in 2022. Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Take responsibility. Say no to sexual and gender-based violence. We wish you Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year.
and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And it's joy, joy, joy from all of us out here at the National Orientation Agency, Rivers State, Nigeria. I would like to say that we love you. So Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year to you. God bless you.
Yeah, welcome back, viewers, to the River State Dialogue. That's the least we can say. We love you in this season. Give love. Love will come back to you. Just before we, took that message. Karibi, I want to, come back to you from what she has said. Their developmental projects, human capital development, is not just restricted to their alma mater, but the environment, where they found themselves. I was forced to ask this question because from all your statements, I've not had any social corporate responsibility that the alumni association, carried out, but it's all in the alma mater. In the alma mater is about, me, myself, and I, kind of. So I want you to, add further. Do they only stand for their alma maters?
Well, maybe to answer that question, we would look at another question. What is the usual composition of a community development association? The usual composition of a community development association are the members of the alumni of the institutions in long-term and short-term plans.
The alumni members of a necessity, they came from communities. They will be part of those things, but when they carry out projects, do they carry out in the name of the alumni or in the name of the community? That's what I want to. That's what I'm driving to. That's what I'm driving at.
The director told us, what community development associations stand for. You discover that they design plans, medium-term, long-term, short-term plans, projects for the communities. And they are usually members who don't engage in those activities only for the school, but for the community. For example, if you're talking about a bridge taking you to Kalabari Girls High School, that bridge is not for only students and teachers of that school. It is a bridge that serves the school and invariably serves the community in easing movement between is located. So based on that fact, yes, charity begins at home and you look inwards before you go out, but ultimately of their long-term, medium-term and long-term projects. Now, you will agree with me that in most of our communities, before the expression Community Development Committee became popular as a result of government observing and adopting the model that many communities had already adopted. For instance, in my community, we have the Buguma Internal Affairs Society. It was a coming together mainly of Buguma residents in Lagos, most of whom actually attended schools like Kalabari National College in Buguma. These were the people that came together, Buguma Internal Affairs Society, Lagos branch, and they worked primarily for Buguma community. We are probably familiar with the history of how the Kalabari National College Buguma started. It was originally intended to be a mission school by the Baptist Mission, but the community intervened and adopted it, and today that school is not just old, even older than my own Baptist High School of 1948, but has produced individuals, including a past president of the Republic of Cameroon, who came down to Nigeria to attend that school. It was also that same Buguma Internal Affairs Society that originally marked out and tarred the Kingamakri Road in Buguma. It was not government. It was not government. And then when you talk about scholarships for community members, to give them the exposure that would enable them attain the levels of education and exposure that they would bring back things into the community, it was also this body. It was a success, or the successes enjoyed by such associations, that made government much later, sometime I think about the 1970s, to institute this idea of community development committees, which unfortunately have not lived up to the original purpose for which they were established. Now, why is that so? Once government involvement came in, they didn't see themselves as persons making sacrifice in favor of their communities, but some of the leaders of these organizations began to look forward to allowances from government, and then those allowances now translated into outright collection of control and collection of benefits coming to the community for selfish purposes.
I'm afraid, let me just pause you here. We'll come back and conclude this. Very expository, I must confess. Let's the phone lines are really buzzing. The messages are plenty. At this point, we're going to take comments from our lovely viewers. We do this knowing that they are there. I have a message from Ellis Ariadaba. Is watching, is streaming live. Thank you. Thank you. Ebere Ifoma is Moye. She's streaming live with us. In Keshi Najee, you're streaming live. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Sanjumi Holiday is also streaming live. Thank you very much. Bridget Idemia here said, Alumni Association and Community Unions should collaborate and implement relevant goals and objectives in the development of the society. That has been really exhausted here in our discussion. All the same thing. Thank you, Bridget, for your thoughts there. They should implicate, still from Bridget, they should inculcate discipline and grassroots participation in government and governance. This is trying to talk about alumni association, delving into politics there. What's your thoughts?
Well, not politics per se, but engagement with the political class. Engagement with the political class. Give them direction through design of plans and programs for the benefit of the community. If you don't plan, if you don't have medium and long-term plans, for instance, not much can be achieved.
Okay.
Most of the societies we have seen built, most of our communities are actually beneficiaries of these plans that alumni associations are generally initiated. Even though the initial intention, you could say, was selfish, test love, is self-love, and self-love is not selfish love.
Okay, we still have from Bridget in the behalf. They should nurture social norms and values that will enhance development in our community. Exactly. That's good. Bridget in the thank you. Paper Princeville is also streaming live with us. We have from Peter Ekabe, Alumni Association and other community union should assist their school in recruiting new students. Students offer potential students scholarship, develop mentoring relationship with the students body,
That's very correct.
And support research or expansion through philanthropic gift. That has been mentioned here. Yeah. Peter Ekabe, thank you very much for your thoughts there. We also have from the same person, alumni can help students get help as their respective organization, mentorship and scholarship. Alumni can play an active role in voluntary programs like mentoring students in their okay. I think this thing was said twice. It's happiness here. I said alumni should try carrying members of the association along. To carry along. That's exactly what they do. They do that. That's exactly what they do. It has been mentioned. Peter Ekabe here said the association should organize social events publish newsletters or magazines and raise funds for the organization, as well as provide a variety of benefits and services that help alumni maintain connections to the educational institution, fellow graduates and students. Okay, thank you for your time. That's exactly what they are doing. One association is to foster a spirit of loyalty and to promote the general welfare of the organization. Alumni Association exists to support the parent organization, goals and to state, goals and to strengthen the ties between alumni and community and the parent organization. All these are we still have from KALABARI. They should indulge in the following activities capable of transforming society. They are continuously developing and implementing marginal communities, youth and women empowerment projects, inducing and maintaining partnership in project planning and management for innovations of initiatives, develop and inducing community empowerment campaigns, developing. I think it is basically the same thing you're trying to say there. And we also have from the same Alumni Association and other community groups should try to maintain libraries, reading rooms, lecture halls, training centers. If this is useful to the members of the association, that's basically what they do. In fact, the project is centered in their alma mater. If you're following the discussion, Tam Orubo is also streaming live. Thank you, Jemina. Thank you for streaming live with us. Thank you, Tam Orubo. Streaming, okay. Chinwe Opera is also streaming live with us. Womet Emmanuel here, we have from Womet Emmanuel here. He said, these days, alumni meeting has turned to a team of community LG, states and national development, unions and progress. Because unionism and association are some of the benefits of democracy and good governance, which unions association will step up to the podium and do what they were created for. Mrs. NDERIYA, what do you have to say that they come to show off class? By doing that, they will the ones that are less privileged will not want to come again. Where you're not celebrated, you're not sure.
Yes.
So is that true?
That is not true. But what it takes an alumni to exist is if you are a member, there is yearly membership dues. Those are the money that drives the organizational goals. And if you say you are a member, it's expected that you try to meet up with your yearly or annual quarterly dues, as the case may be. Ours is quarterly. So if you are not paying the dues, it becomes difficult, challenging for the association to be able to achieve its goal. Like when we started in our reinstatement struggle, we did a whole lot of work. We went to the school site, which was a jungle site. We pleaded with some of the chiefs and some people within the community to help us, to take us to the site, because on our own we couldn't have accessed the site safely. We went there, we took photographs, we printed the photographs, A-size pictures, colored pictures. That was what we used to send all our letters to all and sundry in the states. No one will be able to do that all by themselves, except from the coffers of the alumni fund. So nobody is doing class. I don't know of, like, I always refer to my association, my foundation.
Let me okay. Now, we're not talking about the basic contribution now. This person said where they come to flout wealth and show of wealth and
let me say Baptist High School Port Harcourt Students Association doesn't operate in that manner. First of all, we took a conscious decision to hold our meetings in the school premises in generally, you might say, not very comfortable, surroundings, because many of us are used to air conditioning, but we must meet in a place where there is no air conditioning, because that's how it is in the school. So we hold our meetings there. And then when we came into office as an executive committee, we reviewed our financial contributions downward. The thinking being the more the merrier. Let's make it possible for even those who are going through hard times to be able to contribute. And then we also do not have any huge amounts that you pay for welfare. Now, structurally, the sets, set 90, set 80s, these set 74, and so on, are expected to handle the welfare, immediate welfare needs of their members. While at the national level, what we have is just a group life insurance program that you can subscribe to at a premium of 5,000 naira every year, while the normal annual subscription is 500 naira per month, translated into 6,000 naira per month. I don't think that per annum, yes. I don't think that is too hard for anybody. And when you're talking about class, for instance, as president, I attend all manner of functions, sacrificially, irrespective of who is inviting me, So they are not a class affair. Whoever thinks alumni associations are a class act is making a big mistake. When I attended the primary school alumni reunion, where they raised funds for the school library, and then somebody made an intervention in terms of the school water and sanitation thing. Are you telling me that an engineering consultant, geological consultant, who boreholes as his primary business and has enough money will be expected to keep quiet when he knows that his alma mater has a need that he can meet? If that is what you call class act and flaunting wealth, then by all means, I want all such wealthy people to come to my own alumni association. Exactly. By all means, a party for everybody. Everybody should come. Let's all contribute. We have our, our project fund, project account. And project account, you contribute as you can. And naturally, we would acknowledge and appreciate those who make significant contributions. But everybody, come to the meeting. There are people who don't have money. Some of us are, just modestly getting by, but we are able to give of our time and give of the ideas that we have acquired in the course of our subsequent studies and working life. So we can make that contribution. I'll be failing in my duty talking about alumni associations contributing to the general community. I'll be failing and unfair to the 1997 class of Baptist High School that restored the zebra crossing on Churchill Road. It's not for Baptist High School students alone. There are how many primary schools at Churchill, so it's for the community.
Okay, that can be likened to the social corporation responsibility. It's not just for the alma mater. Let's just take the few messages. About A here. Okay, Harry, thank you for sharing life with us. Alumni should be encouraged because this is a way of going back to give back where we have benefited from. Exactly. Thank you for your thoughts there. Madam Rosemary Abihat, thank you for streaming with us. Yengimo Tammy Tiger, thank you for streaming with us. Now let's come back. Now, how does former directors? I want to take you on this. Everybody will have a bite to this question. How does alumni associations and community unions raise funds for their projects? How do they? I know partially in the course of our discussion, they mentioned it in passing, but how do they raise funds?
Well, before I go to that, there are issues that have been raised around alumni, the way they behave, how some are show-offs and all that. I don't think I'm part of that, because let me tell you, in a society, see, as you go through school, some will be up there, some will be down there, some will be at the middle. All that is, every alumni that is truthful to himself is happy to say reunion. You are meeting your prayers. Maybe you left for so many years. Some of us were Baptists. By the time my father saw one of my schoolmates, he was my senior.
He's my senior in Baptist high school.
So when I saw him about 30, I nearly felt that. I said, Oga, I've not seen you for a long time. That is the joy of it. You'll see your pair. Both in secondary school, university, as he said, when I heard of this primary school, this Port Harcourt primary, I was people are doing something great. He's giving back to society. And that's what we are saying. And in giving back to society, but everybody, as I said earlier, everybody belongs to a certain level, whether you like it or not. That's why we have these 5 fingers. Some will run fast, some will not run as fast as the first. The other people, so at every ladder, there are people. There are crowds at different ladder. Be satisfied with the level where you are. More important because you are alive. So, and in alumni, because of what happened, they don't look at the topmost. They put a benchmark that can accommodate everybody. If you have more than this, you can do. Even in a family that has children, there's and that's